Good morning, boys and girls. Today in the math class for Pre-K 102, we're going to go over pattern blocks. We started last week with pattern blocks completely because we had a few activities where you had a challenge with the hexagon, with the triangle. We did patterns using pattern blocks, and we also use letters. We use vowels and a few letters. This week, we're going to be using some of the pattern blocks for some of the days, and other days we're going to do addition and subtraction. So I'm going to go back to some of the letters that we did not cover with pattern blocks, and the first one is the letter C. I can build the letter C. So we're looking again. We're looking for how many are there of each pattern block. How many? So the first one on the top is the green triangle. Find the green triangle and count how many there are. If you subitize, you should have said what? 3. So, you write the letter 3. Around and around, just like a B, that's the way to make a 3. Well, we have a trapezoid, and it's red. So, how many trapezoids do you see? If you subitize, you should have said 2. Around and down and out you go. That's the way to make a 2. Now we're going to the orange squares. If you are looking at the letter C, you should be subitizing and tell me how many squares you see. If you said 2, you are correct. The next one is the blue rhombus. The blue rhombus. How many rhombuses do you see there? In blue. You are correct. It is 4. So down and across and down once more. That's the way to make a 4. Do I have any hexagons? No. Do I have any beige trapezoids? I mean, not trapezoid, rhombus. No. So those begin with 0. But that's not the only letter I have today, and some of these letters will give you a little bit of a challenge because they don't all have them. So let's look at the next letter, the letter S. I'm going to ask you quickly, do you see any triangles? Do you see any trapezoids? So then those two automatically should be 0. So now I want you to look at the orange squares. Look at the orange squares and tell me how many squares you see. If you subitized, you should be able to tell me that they were 4. Down and across and down once more. That's the way to make a 4. Now let's look at the blue rhombus. The blue rhombus has how many on that letter S? 5. So, short neck, belly fat, number 5, wears a hat. And if you are paying attention for just a while, you should know that there are no hexagons and no beige rhombuses. So that's 0. Now I'm going to go with another letter that really made it hard for everybody. Take a good look. Do you see any triangles, trapezoids, rhombuses, or hexagons? For the letter H, not even one. So I'm going to put 0 on all of those shapes. But what's really interesting here is that all of the letter shape of the H is orange squares. So you have to look very carefully and tell me how many do you see. If I see 3 here and 3 here, that's 3 and 3 is 6, and these across are 4. So 6 and 4 is 10, and the last 3 on the top should be 13. So if I'm counting fast or adding fast or subitizing, I should say 13. 13 has a 1 and a 3. You're going to say, geez, well, that was easy. Well, if you know how to count. If you don't know how to count, you'll be touching every single square and telling me how many they are. So remember, when you are counting, you have to count quick because you're adding. You already know how to subitize. If you know how to subitize, you should be able to do that very quickly because they're all the same size. This one's going to be easier because it has only two of the shapes of the pattern block. It's the letter R. The letter R, how many triangles do you see? If you said 6, good try. But it's not 6, it's what? It's 7. Straight across, like down from heaven, that's the way to make a 7. By the way, if you were looking and paying attention, did we have any trapezoids? No. So that's 0. Did we have any squares? No. That's 0. Did we have any hexagons? No. That's 0. And did we have any rhombuses in beige? No. That's 0. So now I'm going to show you the letter R again. Subitize and tell me how many blue rhombuses do you see? How many do you see? Exactly, 4. Down and across and down once more. That's the way to make a 4. Now we're down to the last letter for today's lesson in math. And what is it? The letter of this week. P. P. How many triangles do you see? Green triangles, remember. 2. How many trapezoids? Good. 1. How many squares? Start thinking. Start thinking. So I wrote a 2 for 2 triangles and 1 trapezoid. How many orange squares? There are how many? 9. First a ball, then a line. That's the way to make a 9. Okay. Good job. Now, how many blue rhombuses? Exactly. 3. Around and around, just like a B. That's the way to make a 3. And you know already we don't have any hexagons or beige trapezoids. Rhombuses. I keep saying the wrong shape for the beige one. So we did the letter P. We did the letter R. We did the letter H. And we did the letter S and the letter C. So we did them all. Now, you should be thinking, what else am I learning here? You are going to have a challenge very soon. And your challenge is, when you get these pattern blocks, what are you going to make? I'll be sending that to you, and you're going to work it, and work it very well. Now, is it easy? Well, some of those pictures are easy, but if you focus, if you work with mommy, or if you work with another kid, you're going to do good. It's not the end of the world, all right? So our math lesson was about pattern blocks. I hope that you continue to practice this because this is going to take you to kindergarten knowing very well what to do. And by the way, if you've been looking at me and saying, what happened to you? I shaved my beard. And I made that change. Remember, 14 more days before Mr. Rodriguez's birthday. 14. Start counting down. Have a great day. Enjoy this weather. Be happy. Have some time to play outside. It's time to play at this beautiful weather. See you tomorrow. Bye.